graph paper as you get used. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your y-axis. And there's -1, -2, -3, -4. Right. Okay. So your first ordered pair is 0, 1. There's your 0 and there's your 1. So your first ordered pair is there. Your next ordered pair is 1 and -1. There's 1, there's -1. So your next ordered pair is there. 1 minus 1. And your third ordered pair is 2 minus 3. There's your 2 there. Come down to -3. So you must get used to drawing these, because you won't have graph paper all the time. You can quickly draw your axes, quickly put all your ordered pairs. Remember, these points must be equal distance apart, right? I'm doing them freehand, but if you use a ruler, you've got to make sure that all these are 1 centimeter apart, right? And then you plot your points, and then of course you must put your ruler and draw it, but I'm just doing it freehand because I'm used to these things, okay? So there's your graph. You place your ruler and you'll find that the 3 points join up and you're getting a straight line graph. And then of course you must label your graph. So what was this graph? The label I think was minus 2x. Yes, it was minus 2x plus 1. Alright? So that this was minus 2x plus 1. So you're going to get used to drawing a system of axes like this very quickly on a page, and then putting all your points 1 centimeter apart quickly, then plot the points and join it, because you will not have graph paper all the time. Alright, so that's how you do it. So let me just give you one example which you're going to do like this. Alright, so form a straight line. A little exercise for you. Draw graphs of number 1, 4x plus 2y is equal to minus 2, 2x minus y is equal to minus 1. Right, finish number 1 and then move on to number 2. You can draw both of them on the same system of axes. In other words, when you have one system of axes like this, you can draw both the graphs on the same one. You don't have to go and draw 2 separate ones like this. Alright? So you can use the same system of axes. Alright, go ahead and take a shot at it. Right. Draw them on the same system of axes. Alright, so stop DVD and do exercise. See you later. Alright, so there's equation 1. And what we've got to do is bring it to standard form. So 2y is equal to minus 4x minus 2. Y, you're going to divide by 2. Alright, let's just show it to you. Divide by 2, minus 4x divided by 2, minus 2 divided by 2. So this gives you y is equal to minus 2x minus whatever plus minus 1. Right. Now, look, by now you should be used, right? We're taking x. Now you can learn something new all the time. Now let x equal to 0. Let x equal to 1. Let x equal to 2. Now if x is 0, then minus 2 times 0 will give you 0. 0 minus 1 will give you minus 1. So you can do it mentally, but I know you're a bit scared, so I'm going to actually do the working for you. So in the first one, if x is 0, then y is equal to minus 2x minus 1 minus 2 times 0. That will give you 0 minus 1, that gives you minus 1. So your first ordered pair is 0 minus 1. Right. Let's do our second working. So second working, x is 1. X is 1. Y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. which is minus 2 into something minus 1. Now x is 1, you see. There's the 1. So that's minus 2 minus 1. Final answer minus 3. So your second ordered pair is 1 and minus 3. And finally, your third ordered pair, you're letting x equal to 2. So y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. That's minus 2 times something minus 1. Now x is 2. So that's minus 4 minus 1. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4 minus 1 gives you minus 5. So your third ordered pair is 2 and minus 5. Alright, so there's your workings there. You brought it to standard form. You found your ordered pairs. Now we want to draw this graph. Right. So if I want to draw this graph, right, what I'm going to do now is I want you to mark your work so far, because I'm going to erase this just now. As long as you know the working here, you've marked your work and you've got the 3 ordered pairs for number 1. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to check your work and see if you got them all right. What we're going to do now is we found the ordered pairs here. Let's work out number 2 like this. Find the ordered pairs for number 2 and then we will draw the graphs. So I'm going to erase this now, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to write number 1 here and the ordered pairs. Then I'll do number 2 and we'll have the ordered pairs for number 2. Okay? So there's number 2. So you leave the y here. Minus 2 goes on that side, becomes minus 2x. And bring down that minus 1, so it'll be minus 1. You see, just bringing it down. Now you're going to multiply throughout by minus 1. So minus 1 times y will give you y. Minus 1 times 2 will give you 2x. Minus 1 times 1 will give you plus 1. Right. And now let x equal to 0. Then y is equal to 2x plus 1. So that's 2 times something plus 1. X is 0, that's 0 plus 1. That's 1. So your first ordered pair is 0, 1. Okay. Now let's work out our second ordered pair. Let x equal to 1. So y is equal to 2x plus 1. That's 2 times something plus 1. So it's 2. Now what is missing here? 1, isn't it? So 2 ones is 2 plus 1. Answer is 3. So your second ordered pair is 1, 3. Now let's work on the third one. Let x equal to 2. So y is equal to 2x plus 1. Right, let's change the pen. And so y is equal to 2 times something plus 1. But x is 2. So that's 2 2's 4 plus 1, which gives you 5. And so your third ordered pair is 2 and 5. Alright, so what we've done number 1, we've brought it to standard form, we found the ordered pairs. We've done number 2, we brought it to standard form, we've got the ordered pairs. Now, right, mark your work so far, see that you've got them all right, and then we will draw the graphs next. Alright, welcome back. Now, let's see what we've done. See, we did number 1, that was the question. Then we brought it to standard form. Then we found the ordered pairs. That was question 2. It was not in standard form. We brought it to standard form and we found the ordered pairs. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to draw the graph. Alright, so let's take number 1. It is 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1. There's 0, there's minus 1. So the dot goes there. 1 minus 3. There's 1. And minus 3 comes down here. So there's 1. You come straight down here to minus 3. See? And then you've got 2 and minus 5. So there's 2 you must come straight down of -2 down to -5. Okay, from 2 you come straight down, straight in line of -5. So there's your 3 dots. Then you take your ruler and you join the points and you get your graph. Okay, so there we are, like that, and join them up and you got your graph. And remember to label them. So this one will now be, well, you got 2 choices. You see, you can label it as 4x plus 2y is equal to -2, and you also got a choice to label it as y is equal to -2x minus 1. Alright, so that's your first graph. Now let's do the second one in blue. Right. Okay, so your first ordered pair is 0, 1. 0, 1 goes there. Next ordered pair is 1, 3. So there's your 1, and then you go straight up there to 3. There's your 1, straight up to 3. Straight in line with 3, you see. And your next ordered pair is 2, 5. Oh, so 5 is missing on the graph. Well, let's bring it in. There's 5 is there. So 2, and then you go straight up of that, right up to 5, you see. 2, and then straight up, straight in line of 5, you put in the point there. Okay? And then you take your ruler and join them, and then you get your straight line graph. Well, this was 2x, right? So just join them there, and you got your graph, and this will label y is equal to 2x plus 1. Alright, so you've drawn your graphs. Now remember, as you do work, always be observant, keep making observations. So now you can see that if you're just looking on the top, right, so you drew them. You can see this graph is going north, east, going that way. This black one is going north, west, if you look on the top only. So you must be making little observations, and then you must be asking yourself questions. Why do some graphs go northeast? Why do some go northwest? Well, that will be something that you will discover in lesson 6. Alright, we're going to talk about those things in lesson 6. But that brings us to the end of lesson 5. And now, if you wish to learn lesson 6, please, it must be on another day or after a nice long break, maybe after 2 hours of break, because you can't learn everything one day at one go. Alright, so I hope you enjoy drawing graphs and have lots of fun with graph, and that brings us to the end of lesson 5. Lesson 6 on graphs. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how to draw graphs using a new method. Draw straight line graphs using x-intercept and let me just change this pen and y-intercept method. Right. Now, a lot of words, but you'll understand all this. And this is a very nice, very quick way of drawing graphs. Draw straight line graphs using x-intercept and y-intercept method. Now, before we learn the method, let's look at a graph and see what's happening. Suppose this graph was drawn, because now you've seen graphs drawn before, and suppose this is 1 and this is 2 and that's 1 and that's 2, that's -1 and that's -2, and that's minus 1, and that's minus 2, and that's the y-axis, and that's the x-axis, right? And a graph is drawn. Let's draw the graph. Let's say a graph is drawn like this. Say the graph is going through there, and it's going through there like that. The graph is already drawn. We want to learn some words first. Now there's a graph that's already drawn. Now when you look there and you look here, you can see that this graph is cutting the y-axis at 1. So this point is called the y-intercept. You see, this point is called a y-intercept. And we say, you see, because it's cutting at 1, we say the y-intercept is 1. We say the y-intercept is 1. Now in the same way, this graph is cutting the x-axis here. You see, it's cutting the x-axis there. So this is called the x-intercept. And in this case, we say that the x-intercept is minus 1. Now the word intercept means cut. The word intercept means cut. Intercept means cut. So, but we like showing off a little bit, you see, so we don't use the word cut, we use the word intercept. So this is called a y-intercept, and that's called a x-intercept. So what we're saying is that in the future, if you know what the y-intercept is, and if you know what the x-intercept is, you will be able to draw a graph using the y-intercept and the x-intercept. Let's look at another example. Here is another example. The graph is drawn, and now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be using rough sketches. This is called a rough sketch. In other words, it is not drawn to scale. It is not drawn to scale. All right, let's label this. Suppose I ask you to label this. So that will be the y-intercept. That is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. And this here is the x-intercept. All right? And here, of course, the y-intercept is y-intercept, and it is 5. Here the x-intercept, and it is 3. So, firstly, we must be clear about these words. We must know what the words mean. So, the y-intercept is 5, the x-intercept is 5. Sorry. The y-intercept is 5, the x-intercept is 3. Okay, and we're going to be dealing with rough sketches. So, we are clear about these words. In other words, if I want to draw this graph, if you supply me the x-intercept and if you supply me the y-intercept, it's very easy to draw the graph. Alright, so let's move on and see how it is done. Okay. Alright, let's look at another example. Say this graph is drawn like this. And say this is 3, and say this is 5. So, this is actually the y-intercept, and that's really the x-intercept. Now, a very important observation, very important. You see, this is the y-intercept. So what is the ordered pair here? The ordered pair here is actually 0, 3. The ordered pair. The ordered pair is 3, 0. So can you see that x is 0? X is 0. So that is why whenever we talk about y-intercept, the x will be 0. Now let's look at the x-intercept. If you take this, what is the ordered pair here? The ordered pair here is 5, 0. So this is x and this is y. So you can see clearly that at the y-intercept, at the x-intercept, y is 0. At the y-intercept, x is 0. Right? Watch again. At the y-intercept, x is 0. At the x-intercept, y is 0. So that is why we come up with a little rule. You see? Let's take an example like this. If I said find the x and y intercept, INTER, for, and let me write the equation down here, x plus y is equal to 6. So this question is saying find the x and y intercept, and there's the equation. Now this equation is not in standard form, and you don't have to bring it to standard form because I'm saying find the x and y intercept. So you don't have to bring it to standard form because I'm saying find x and y intercept. Now from the observation on the top, you know that if you're finding y-intercept, x is 0. If you have x-intercept, y is 0. Therefore, we come up with a rule. We say for y-intercept, put x equal to 0. So there's the question. The question is x plus y is equal to 6. Now, for y-intercept, you must put x equal to 0. So if you put x equal to 0, this is 0 plus y is equal to 6. That means y is equal to 6. So we say that for this question, the y-intercept is 6. Okay? So we have found the y-intercept. So we say that the y-intercept. Now what happens is, we don't want to waste time, so we write short form. Y-intercept is 6 for this question. Now we found the y-intercept. Now we want to find the, so we found that one. We want to find the x-intercept now. Now what we say? We say for x-intercept, put y equal to 0. For x-intercept, put y equal to 0. So that's your rule now. So that's going to become your rule. Put x-intercept, for x-intercept, put y equal to 0. So what is the question? The question is x plus y is equal to 6. You're trying to find x-intercept. It says put y equal to 0. So that is 0. X plus 0 is equal to 6. So x is equal to 6. So you're going to say that the x-intercept is 6. So in this particular example, the x-intercept is 6 and the y-intercept is 6. Alright? So that's what we're learning first. We're learning how to find x-intercept and y-intercept. So if you want to find x-intercept and y-intercept, you have to remember these two rules. And the first one is that for y-intercept, put x equal to 0. For x-intercept, put y equal to 0. Alright? So once you got these two rules, you can do more examples. Alright, let's do some examples. Example, find the x and y-intercept. X plus y is equal to 5. You'll say for x-intercept. Now I'm not going to write the word in full. Put y equal to 0. That's what you'll say. So there's the question, x plus y is equal to 5. Now you're putting y equal to 0. So x plus 0 is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. So you found the x-intercept. Now it doesn't matter. You can find x-intercept first and then find y-intercept after that. Or you can find y-intercept and then find the x-intercept after that. Right, now let's do the next part. Yeah. Okay. So you want to find y-intercept. So you'll say for y-intercept, put x equal to 0. See, it's the opposite way. For y, put x equal to 0. For x, put y equal to 0. Very simple. So x plus y is equal to 5. Now you must put x equal to 0. So 0 plus y is equal to 5. 0 plus y is y, so y is equal to 5. So you found the answer. Y-intercept is 5. X-intercept is 5. Alright, let's do another example, number 2. Now, alright, I'm just going to do number 2 step by step. Alright, I'm going to do it right from top because I need extra space. I'm going to do number 2 step by step, and then after that I'll show you a shortcut because you can see the logic, you can see how it works, and then after that we'll introduce a shortcut. Alright, so I'm going to do number 2 right from top there. 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. So you'll say, right, 4x intercept, put y equal to 0. Write the question down. 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. Now, if you put y equal to 0, then 2x plus 0. You see, if y is 0, then this is 3 times 0, which gives you 0. You see, if y is 0, then 3 times y means 3 times 0, and that gives you 0. So that is 6. So 2x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 divided by 2. X is equal to 3. So the y-intercept, we are finding x-intercept. X-intercept is 3. Right, let's go on that side and find y-intercept. So you'll say 4 y-intercept, put x equal to 0. Okay. Then let's find this question there. Right. Now you're going to put x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 really means that where there is x you're putting 0. That's what it means. Put x equal to 0, you're putting 0 where there is x. 2 times 0 is 0. So 3y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6 divided by that. 3, now you must know your rules of equations, you see. 3y is 6, then y is equal to 6 divided by 3. So y is equal to 2. So the y-intercept is 2, the x-intercept is 3. Now, this is doing it logically and showing all the steps and everything. Now, let's face the fact. When we put y equal to 0, doesn't this become 0? It does. When you put x equal to 0, doesn't that become 0? Yes, it does. So that's why in the next example we will introduce a shortcut to you. Example 3. 4x plus 5y is equal to 20. Now we want to introduce a shortcut. You like shortcuts, I know you. Right, so we're saying, look, if you want x-intercept, put y equal to 0. So if I put y equal to 0, this whole thing here will become 0. It means that becomes 0. So what's left? We're left with 4x is equal to 20. Watch again. See, if I put y equal to 0, then this bit here will become 0. This whole part will become 0. So what will be left? You'll be left with 4, x is equal to 20, because this whole thing here became 0. You see, this thing became 0. So 4x is equal to 20. Then x is equal to 20 over 4, x is equal to 5. Right, now we're going to find y-intercept. You put x equal to 0. Now if we put x equal to 0, if we put x equal to 0, it means this whole thing will become 0. So what's left? 5y is equal to 20. I'll repeat. If I'm trying to find y-intercept, I must put x equal to 0. So if I put x equal to 0, then this part will become 0. So this will be 0. So what's left? 0 plus 5y. So 5y is equal to 20. Y is equal to 20 over 5. Y is equal to 4. So we're reducing the work now and doing it like this so that we can get the answers quickly. Right, let's just do another one down here. Number 4. 3x plus 4y is equal to 12. Now we're going to get brave and just write x-intercept, and we're just going to write the answer down. So if you want x-intercept, you're going to put y equal to 0. So this part will be 0. So what's left? 3x is equal to 12. What's left? 3x is equal to 12. So 3x is equal to 12. X is equal to 12 divided by 3. X is equal to 4. Taking the same question. Same question. Now we're trying to find the y-intercept. Okay. You're going to find the y-intercept. Right. If you find the y-intercept, you've got to put x equal to 0. So if this is 0, what's left? 4y is equal to 12. So y is equal to 12 over 4. Y is equal to 3. So here your x-intercept is 4, and here your y-intercept is 3. So we've reduced the working now into what we call a shortcut. Alright, so let me just do one more example, and then I'll set you an exercise. I said one out, I'm going to do two now. See, suppose it is x minus y is equal to 3. And now we're using the shortcut, right? So you want x-intercept, very good. So what you'll say? You'll say, well, if you want x-intercept, then this whole thing becomes 0. So what's the answer? X is equal to 3. So yeah, we got the answer in one step. I'll repeat. If you want x-intercept, what do? You put y equal to 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. So what's left? X is equal to 3. Now, let's do the next part. You want the y-intercept. Now, if you want the y-intercept, you'll put x equal to 0. So this part becomes 0. Now, watch carefully. It's not y. Watch carefully. It is minus y. So minus y is equal to 3. Now, minus y is equal to 3. Now, you must multiply both sides by minus 1, because you must end up with a positive x and a positive y. You must end up with a positive x and a positive y. So minus y is equal to 3. Multiply both sides by minus 1. Minus times minus will give you plus. Minus 1 times plus 3 will give you minus 3. So y is equal to minus 3. Okay. Right, let's do number 6. 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 12. Okay, so you want x-intercept. If you want x-intercept, the y will become 0. That means all this becomes 0. So what's left? 2x is equal to minus 12. So what's left? 2x is equal to minus 12. Right. Now, x is equal to minus 12 over 2. So x is equal to minus divided by plus is minus. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So x is equal to minus 6. Right, you want to find the y-intercept. Okay, if you want to find the y-intercept, you'll put x equal to 0. That means this becomes a 0. If this becomes 0, what's left? Watch. Minus 3y. What's left? Minus 3y is equal to minus 12. So y is equal to minus 12 divided by minus 3. Now a minus divided by minus is plus. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So y is equal to plus 4. Alright, by now you should have got a feeling on how to find x-intercept and y-intercept. So when I give you the exercise, in the first two examples, you do your work step by step in the first two examples, and then after that you can use the shortcut. Alright, so let me get an exercise ready for you. Okay, here is exercise 7, and in all these examples you got to find x and y intercept. find x and y intercept in all these examples. Number 1, x plus y is equal to 2. Number 2, 5x plus 3y is equal to 15. Number 3, x minus y is equal to 8. Number 4, 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. Number 5, 3x minus 7y is equal to 21. Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll make your life easier. For all these examples, use the shortcut method. For all these examples, use the shortcut method. Alright, so stop DVD and do exercise, and then I will meet you again and help you mark them. Alright, so that's exercise 7 for you. Here are the answers. Number 1. So what we're doing, we're using the shortcut method, right? So you want the x-intercept, right? X-intercept, I must put y equal to 0, alright? So if I put y equal to 0, that will become 0. So what's left? X is equal to 2. So the answer is x is equal to 2. Now you want the y-intercept. You want the y-intercept, right? Now let's see what happens. You want the y-intercept? If you want the y-intercept, you put x equal to 0. So this became 0. So what's left? Y is equal to 2. Okay, so that was number 1. Right, very easy. Okay, let's go to number 2. All right, now we are number 2. 5x plus 3y is equal to 15. Okay, and we're using the shortcut method. Now if you want x-intercept, then we're going to put y equal to 0. So this thing becomes 0. See, imagine there's a 0 here. So what's left? 5x is equal to 15. 5x is equal to 15. X is equal to 15 divided by 5. X is equal to 3. Now what you want? You want the y-intercept, isn't it? So you want the y-intercept. So if you want the y-intercept, x will be 0. So this will be 0, right? X will be 0. So what's left? 3y is equal to 15. Y is equal to 15 over 3. Y is equal to 5. So here x-intercept is 3. Here x-intercept is 5. Alright. Alright. Number 3. X plus y is equal to 8. Oh, you like this example because it's very easy, eh? So, for x-intercept, put y equal to 0. So this whole thing is 0. What's left? X is equal to 8. So, x-intercept, x is equal to 8. Then you want y-intercept. Now I'm not going to write these words in full. I'm just writing int for intercept. Now if you want x-intercept, you put y equal to 0, you got x equal to 8. Now you want y-intercept, you put x equal to 0. If x is 0, right, then, no, I think in your question this was minus, eh? Sorry, I think this was minus in your question, right. Okay, so no problem. For x, x is 8. But now for y-intercept, watch out. When x is 0, then you get minus y is equal to 8, you see? So you end up with minus y is equal to 8. Minus y is equal to 8. Then what you'll do? You multiply both sides by minus 1. So minus 1 times minus y will give you plus y. Minus 1 times 8 will give you minus 8. Alright, so there's your x-intercept 8 and your y-intercept is minus 8. Alright, let's look at number 4. Right, number 4, 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. I'll just draw a little line here to separate the work. Right. So I want x-intercept. So for x-intercept, you put y equal to 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. And what's left? 2x is equal to 6. So 2x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 over 2. X is equal to 3. Right. Now we move on. Now we want y-intercept. We want y-intercept. Okay. Now if you want y-intercept, you're going to put x equal to 0. So this part is 0 up till x. So what's left? Be careful. Minus 3y is equal to 6. And then y is equal to 6 divided by minus 3. And y is equal to 2. Plus divided by minus is minus. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So y is equal to minus 2. X is equal to 3. So we are finding the x and the y intercepts. Right, let's move on to the last example. Number 5, we got 3x minus 7y is equal to 21. Right, you want x-intercept. So if you want x-intercept, you put y equal to 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. So what's left? 3x is equal to 21. So 3x is equal to 21. X is equal to 21 over 3. X is equal to 7. X is equal to 7. So the x-intercept is 7. Now, you want y-intercept. Right, you want y-intercept. If you want y-intercept, you put x equal to 0. So up till here will become 0. So what's left? Minus 7y is equal to 21. So y is equal to 21 divided by minus 7. And of course, plus divided by minus is minus. 21 divided by 7 is 3. Alright. If you don't know your integer rules, please use your calculators to help you. I think by now you know how to find x and y intercept. Alright. Well, that will bring us to the end of lesson 6, which is just learning how to find x and y intercept. So what you should do now is stop the DVD and take a small break and maybe come back in a short while to learn how to use x and y intercept, and I should rather say have a break. Have a break. And how are you going to use this? Right. Alright, so you can stop the DVD and have a break. And then when you come back, we'll show you how to use this system to draw graphs, because it's much faster and very, very quick. Right. Good. Alright, we on with lesson 7 now. Draw the following graphs using x-intercept and y-intercept. Let's take a simple example. Right. Number 1. X plus y is equal to 5. Now, when you're drawing these graphs, you can draw them using rough sketches. Alright? So x plus y is equal to 5. Now, if I have to draw this graph, I've got to find the x-intercept. So what is the x-intercept? Well, let me do my working. X-intercept, put y equal to 0. What is the answer? X is equal to 5. Next, I want the y-intercept. Right, I want y-intercept. So if I want y-intercept, I put x equal to 0. What is the answer? Y is equal to 5. So I found the x-intercept, I found the y-intercept. Now to draw the graph, no problem. You can use rough sketches. There's your y-axis and there's your x-axis. There's your x and there's your y. Now the x-intercept is 5. That means somewhere here is 5. So you just put a dot on 5. On the y-axis, the y-intercept is 5. Somewhere here is 5. You just put a dot there, just put a dot there, and you join it. All right. Okay. So maybe if that is confusing you, then let me just do it a little more detail. I'll redo this example, right? Let me redo this one because it might just confuse you. Let me just do it step by step. So it'll be easier, but it's going to be rough sketch, you see. Say, there's your y-axis, there's your x-axis, right? I'm redoing it. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, it's a rough sketch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's -1, there's -2, there's -1, there's -2. Right. So maybe this you'll feel a little more comfortable here. Right. So what's the x-intercept? X-intercept is 5. On the x-axis, on 5, just put a dot. Right. What's the y-intercept? Y-intercept is 5. On the y-axis, on 5, put a dot. And then you just take your ruler and you join these 2 points and you have your graph. So there's the graph and you label your graph x plus y is equal to 5. Alright, that's how you draw graphs using x-intercept and y-intercept. I'm going to do another example for you just now. Example 2, 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. Now you want to draw this graph using x-intercept and y-intercept. You see, the good thing about this method is you don't have to bring it to standard form, you don't have to find ordered pairs. It's sharp shoot, quickly you do it, right? So you want x-intercept. Right. X-intercept, you put y equal to 0. So what's left? 3x is equal to 6. So 3x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 over 3. X is equal to 2. Right, we got the x-intercept. Now what do you want? You want the y-intercept. Right, let's do the working there. You want y-intercept. If you want y-intercept, you put x equal to 0. So if I put x equal to 0, what's left? 2y is equal to 6. So 2y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6 over 2. Y is equal to 3. We got our x-intercept, we got our y-intercept. Now we want to draw the graph. Again, you're allowed to do a rough sketch here. There's your y-axis. There's your x-axis. There's your 0. And let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, -2. -1, -2. Right. What is the x-intercept? X is 2. Look for the x-axis. Look for the x-axis. Look for 2. Put a dot on 2. Look for the y-axis. There's it here. Look for 3. Put a dot on 3. Then take your ruler and just join the 2 points. And you have your graph done. Finally, label your graph. 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do one more example, and then after that you will get an exercise. So let's do example 3. Alright, example 3, x minus y is equal to 5. So you want the x